That's Trevor in his new life. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video snippet of Trevor in his new home with the Berkeley Ford vinyl wrap on it. Anyways, today's project is putting a 30 amp, there it is right there, 30 amp receptacle in for the RV. And I'm not drilling through brick and all that kind of stuff, so I thought I'd just mount it right underneath the circuit breaker box. This house was built in 1976, and I called 3 different electricians, and the price ranged anywhere from $290 to over $350. I thought that's just crazy talk because it's 3 wires, but there's a lot more involved in it than this because they mounted the panel in between the studs. So the only way to get to the bottom, I had to cut a hole in the wallboard, and that wasn't such a big deal. But there was so much junk in here, wire trimmings, and I don't know, probably rat shit. But I had to cut the hole in down here and come up with my arm to get this in here because the wire's going to come in this way. Put the circuit breaker, which is right here on that side there. And this is not wired like anything I've seen. I mean, we got a 60 amp, a 50 amp, a 40 amp, a 30 amp, 30 amp, 15 amp. And all on this side are 20, 20, 20, 20, 5, 5, 15, 15. So, but everything I've seen in the past, they had separate bus bars for the ground and the neutral. And this one, they're all wired in together. In fact, you can look in there, there's multiple wires going in the ground wires, and it looks like even the neutrals have multiple wires going in the same hole. So all the ones on the bottom, that maybe right down there in the back, appear to be filled up, but there's nothing on this one right here in the front, and it's attached to that whole thing, that whole bus bar. If you look in there, it's all attached all the way up, one big whoop-de-doo. So I guess I can use those ones in the back and just hook the ground and neutral into the same bus bar. That's the way the rest of the house is wired. And so I've got to run the wire. See, I've already wired up the box itself, the outlet box, and I got about, I don't know, 4 feet of wire, so there's plenty of wire to get up there. But in order to cover up that hole, since there's studs on either side of it, what I did is I just cut a piece of plywood that I'll bolt on there. It'll cover up the hole, but then I cut a hole in there with a hole saw, and then this will fit in it flush, and I'll just mount the box to the board, and it'll cover up the hole. I kept making the hole bigger because I couldn't get my arm up in there, and it really is hard to see in there. You can see there's a punch out, there's one, but I couldn't find them at first. There's another one over there. They're just covered up. I took a hammer and a punch. You had to wail on it to get it to pop out. And then I had to stick my arm up in there with a pair of pliers to twist it off. So, anyways, I'm at the final stage where I'm going to run the wire up through the thing, and then I'll screw the board and everything on, and then I'll kill the power and start wiring it up. I haven't killed the power yet because I don't want the refrigerator to get warm, or I don't have the AC or nothing on, but I'm going to wait till it won't take long. Once I get the wires measured out for length and all that, then I can kill the power, strip the ends, plug them in, and away we go. The tricky part is Gonna get everything up there and get it measured and cut. Okay, that's enough of that. This project is on hold for me to take a break. Okay, here comes the wire out of here. I'm not, be careful, gotta not touch that. The black wire comes in here, goes into this circuit breaker. The one that the licensed electrician said they could not get, and I ordered off Amazon. It was there the next day. And the only thing that didn't make sense to me is that there's no separate bus for the neutral and the ground. If you see, you got ground and neutral coming in on the same bus. So there was my two wires, and they come down through there. And everything's good. I can't show you on the video because I ain't got 5 arms, but the from here and here got 120 volts. From here and here I got here. Wait a minute. From here and there got 120 volts. From there, and from there to there got nothing but continuity. So it should be wired right. Nothing smoking. The main circuit breaker came back on. All that's left is to put the main panel on. I pulled out the thing right here because that's where I put the circuit breaker. So once I get the panel cover back on, I need to go inside and turn on the AC because it's been off for all day. It's not that hot out. That's why I waited till the day to do this. It was cool and not quite so much humidity. Oh, I'm still sweating like crazy. The box, I would have bought a different style box if I had known what I was doing and had a choice, but there's a hump on the back of this thing back there, like where you could hang it on a bolt because it's made for outside. So the 2 bottom screws, I drilled pilot holes and got the screws put in, but I couldn't get anything in there to do this top one, so I just used a self-tapping screw. It's a 1-inch screw that goes in there and 2 wood screws into this piece of plywood, and it's on there solid. It ain't going nowhere. So I will put the cover back on and plug in the RV and see what the hell happens. But right now I'm going to go inside and get something to drink, console my howling. I don't know, you can't hear it, but she just wanders up and down the hall. I'm right here. She can hear me working out here, but she can't see me, so she's howling. Anyways, I think that's done. I think I would have had sparks and shit by now. I mean, sparks and stuff. I had to quit using profanity. Anyhow, that was a lot of work. Talk to you later. I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, there you have it. 30 amps. Plugged in. I've not turned off the battery kill switch, but this little meter I put on said the house battery is only down to 82%. It's getting 12.6 volts. So I gotta figure out where to mount that thing. I'm not real pleased with it. Let's see if I can turn on the AC now. Maybe. There's AC. Low cool. Now I guess I can take all the crap out of the microwave and make it ready to. Let's see if this thing starts putting out cool air. Now there goes the compressor. I still keep thinking about what I want to do with this thing. I move this out, put like a plywood thing around it, bolted the edge like it was a window, and just have the other part back in there and get rid of all that insulation and crap I put in there, and then I could still get to the filter without having to take it loose. You know? It's cool, but it's not blowing cold yet. Let me turn the fan on. Oh yeah, that's getting cooler. Let me close the door and let it run for a little bit. Oh. Yeah. Now that I got, and this thing is a lot easier to put in than that dog leg. That dog legs seemed like you always had to fiddle with it. Okay, I can pull that in. The only way that anybody, they can undo it from the camper, but the only way they can get it out of there, because it's got a lock on it. In order to pull it out, they'd have to pull that whole thing off the wall. Oh, something flipped up here. What was it? I don't know. Dishwasher. That might have been why it was blinking. When I went in the house, I just thought it was because I'd killed the power. So I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and drink my Gatorade and chill out. So anyways, that's it. 30 amp service. Appears to be working. I didn't see no smoke. Didn't hear no sparks. Nothing's flipping, tripping. So we'll call it a done deal, unless the house burns down. Then I'll film from the next location. Y'all have a good day. Bye.